Hey guys, 16-bit Perich here, and I want to show you guys an interesting game that I came across a while back. For anybody that's watching that's old enough to remember the Noid, avoid the Noid from the whole Dominoes thing, the game I'm going to be talking about is going to be one you're going to at least recognize the mascot of, Yo Noid, for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. It was developed by Now Productions, and it was published by Capcom. I had honestly never heard about this game before, but I happened to come across it in in one of my local game shops. I figured why not? It was like $3 or something like that, and it looked interesting. So I love these old NES platformers, so I figured why not? And it's a game that not a whole lot of people know about. So it's definitely a real gem. And I guess I can't really explain anything else. I'm just going to have to show you guys. So, here we go. Yo Noid. For the original Nintendo. Made by Capcom. Yeah.
Alright, so here we are with Yo Noid for the original Nintendo. It was published by Capcom, and it centers around, obviously, the Noid, which was, back in the late 80s, was the Domino's Pizza franchise. He was their mascot. So apparently, as far as the story goes, there's just these generic bad guys that show up, and the mayor of whatever this city is knows that the Noid is the only one that can actually stop him. So first off, I have to say, this game, it may look a little bit janky, but the colors, I think, are really nice. The audio isn't bad. I actually really enjoy this this level theme. You got all sorts of different enemies that you fight off with a yo-yo, of all things. You see, you got your fish, you got birds, you got, I don't know, some animal trapper-looking guys, which I don't really know how they fit into the story. They throw jumps at you, environments, like for example right here in the video, the water, that if it touches you, and something that really makes this game difficult is that you only have one hit, and then you die. So then at the end of each level, there's this little kind of mini-game sort of thing here. In this one, I don't fully understand it, but from what I do understand of it, obviously it said that it's a, it's a pizza eating contest. Yeah, I wonder who's supplying that pizza. Anyway, obviously what the objective here is to just out-eat your opponent. To be completely honest, I don't fully understand it myself. But, usually the way that I go about it is just randomly choosing. So at the end, depending on whether or not you win or lose, you gain or you don't lose points, but you gain points depending on how fast you beat them and how many of the pizzas you eat. So, as you can see, there's also a level selection, and there's a lot of different kinds of levels. So like this one, I don't really know what to call it, but there's kind of a futuristic looking thing with, I guess, random boulders falling. I don't see why not. As you go along, I don't really know exactly what those things are that you're picking up, but I don't really know. It's just something. So then every so often, you get to these little points like this, where it almost seems random. A minigame pops up with, this creepy Jason-looking guy. And in this one, it's basically human whack-a-mole, which I actually really enjoy this one. I think it's a lot of fun. You get 30 seconds to hit as many people as you can. I think that overall, this is a finely crafted game for, being released in 1990. Sure, it's published by Capcom. But looking at the developer itself, which I can't remember the name of at this very moment, I'll put an annotation. It's obvious that they didn't have all that much skill in programming, but they still made a fairly decent game. I find it enjoyable. For some reason the Noid gets a skateboard. Figure why not? And there's a large diversity of different levels with different enemies, all of which are fought off with a yo-yo. Something that's kind of funny about this game is that it actually started off as a different game, under the title of, oh goodness, I gotta remember it, Kamen no Ninja Hanemaru. I'm probably butchering that, but that was the Japanese version. To my knowledge, Yo Noid was an American version of that, of the aforementioned game. And yet again here, you got more whack-a-mole. Yet again, some other big scary-looking dude. And then you get more points. So then, at the end of this... Oh, and I neglected to mention, the little green guy is if you're player 2. Literally all that he is just a palette swap of Noid. And that's about all there is for this game. I mean, I don't really have all that much to show. So, if you ever get the chance, definitely pick up this game. It is a lot of fun. And with that said, I gotta cut it off. And I'll be back sometime soon with another fairly odd game to show you that, not many people have heard of. So until then, this has been 16-Bit Perich. Take it easy.